While you can find many videos on the internet that only shows the best parts of the city, I would like to show you the real city and how it feels to live there in 2024. Welcome to my review of Santiago de Chile, the capital of Chile. Initially, I planned to stay in Chile for 3 months, but after several days, I understood that 1 month will be enough, and in this video you will learn why. I didn't feel safe in Santiago, so I start from this topic first. While after 2020 many cities in the world became less safe, Santiago is not an exception. In Santiago you'll find lots of homeless and suspicious people everywhere. Most of the streets look pretty bad and often you can find lots of garbage on the ground. Here, like in Valparaiso, locals advise me not to take my camera with me, especially after sunset. And while in Bogota you can find lots of homeless too, in Bogota you have several regions that look safe, while in Santiago you have just one short part of one street. The safest part is located near Mall Costanera Center. There you will find a huge mall and the highest building in Latin America. I would recommend to search for an apartment somewhere here if you decide to stay in Santiago. And while your initial desire can be to search for your apartment in the city center, I would recommend you not to do so. On Google Maps, you can see this region selected as the center of Santiago. But this part of the city doesn't feel safe, especially if you will go here. Also, I highly recommend not to book apartments anywhere near the central market of Santiago. This place had exceptionally bad smell and a lot of suspicious people, so I would recommend to avoid this place. So, as summary, first one, don't take with you expensive items, and second, live near the Costanera Mall. If you are local, please leave your recommendations in the comments below. For example, which places to visit and which places to avoid. I was lucky and I found a good apartment in this region. While the streets was not as good as near the mall, there were also some advantages. The main advantage for me was the street market that was happening 2 times a week there. So, during my stay, I had always great fresh fruits and vegetables. This market was starting at about 9 o'clock and was working for about 5 hours. But I always tried to go at 9 to get the best fruits and vegetables. Overall, I would say that the prices and quality of food was very good. Especially I enjoyed the cherries. Maybe they were the biggest that I had in my life. Here you can see the result of my morning walk. Also, there are many markets that work every day. For example, Mercado Tirso de Molina. There are 3 fruit and vegetable markets that connected, and you can walk along the long queue of stalls with different kinds of food. Sometimes it looks messy, but overall you will be able to find something tasty. be honest, I enjoyed the market near my house more, because it was cleaner. What I didn't like about this market is this cleanliness and the amount of homeless people. For example, near the market you will find some kind of a square, and it doesn't look like you are in the center of the capital city. And now I will show you what you can expect for $27 per night in Santiago de Chile. It's a one-bedroom apartment. Here you will find living room connected with kitchen. In kitchen you will find everything you need for a long stay. From kitchen you can go to the bedroom with one big bed. From bedroom you can go to the dressing room with enough space for storing your clothes. And of course you have your own bathroom with shower. Besides that, this apartment has a big balcony, but without any epic view. But in many apartments in Santiago you won't be able to find washing machines. So for this you will need to visit laundry. In our building we had laundry on the ground floor. There you will find washing and drying machines. And now let me make a virtual tour for you on streets of Santiago de Chile. Actually, there are some interesting streets and places that you can visit even now. One of the first walks in the city was my walk to the big park located near Fantaslandia and other attractions. Initially, I expected a huge park, but actually it was a wide range of different places located next to each other. There you will be able to find amusement park, concert hall, aquarium and several parks. Potentially, if you will live nearby, you can make here picnics like locals do. Also, here you can find a small pond with lots of fish in it, but I'm a bit afraid that there is way too small amount of water. Near the park you can also find beautiful buildings. Another great park is Santa Lucia Hill. While this park is free, on some days you will need to sign in the journal, while on other days you just walk in. I'm not sure how it works. The park itself is a hill that covered with some buildings and plants. You can find several places with benches, but the main attraction here is the top of the hill, where you will get the view of the whole city. I think that all visitors are going exactly to the top to enjoy the view. Also, from this point, you can make one of the most popular photos of Costanera building. So if you have a telephoto lens, visit this place. Nearby, you can find a long chain of parks separated by road. Those parks are pretty small and very dusty. I had to wash my shoes very often. But thanks to the lawn, you can make picnic or just find a good place to sit. Sometimes you can even find fountains. Also, in local parks you can find these beautiful inhabitants. You can meet them in any park around the city. While you will walk here, you can visit National Museum of Fine Arts. The museum is free, and it's good that they do not charge you for the entrance, because the exposition in museum is very small. During my visit, there were several sculptures at the entrance and some kind of a river, or I don't know what it actually was. The building itself looks good and spacious. And inside was some collection of photos and modern paintings. But the whole exhibition is very small, and I will just show you what you can expect from it. Another attraction nearby is the Central Market of Santiago. While you can find a lot of good positive reviews for this place on Google Maps, I do not recommend you this place for visit, because the smell there is very bad, but even worse, what you can find nearby. For example, there are cheap prostitutes and the smell around this place is very bad. So I would recommend to walk only here and not come exactly close to the building itself. I would call those streets touristic because of the amount of different items that street sellers can offer to you. There I saw some kind of a small carnival or something like this. very often you can see small street performances while machines are standing at the traffic lights. During the New Year and Christmas celebrations, you will be able to find some decorations in the city. And here how the main Christmas tree looked like. In 2024, there were no big celebrations or fireworks in Santiago. For fireworks, you would need to go to Valparaiso or Viña del Mar. And here are other Christmas trees that you can see on the streets. In other parts of the city, you will be able to find Christmas markets. Or you can even meet a real Santa and make photos with him. On Christmas markets, you can find many different handmade items aimed to be a great gift during the holiday. And on other side of the same building with the Christmas tree, you will be able to find huge flag of Chile. Here is the location on the map. The flag is beautiful, especially when you use a telephoto lens. Thanks to the size, even the usual video looks like a slow-mo. In Santiago, you can find many churches. I visited some of them, while others I just filmed from outside, so here are a couple of the most beautiful to my taste. Another great location is Plaza de Armas de Santiago. I think it's one of the main squares of the city. Here you will find lots of people and beautiful buildings around. From time to time, there are some performances or religious meetings, so I would recommend to include this place in your road. Maybe you will be lucky enough to see something special. If you would like to visit some distant places of the city, you can use taxis or public transport. And to save money, I try to use public transport. In city, you can use buses and metro. But to pay for your ride, you will need to buy a special card and put some money on it. The same card can be used for both buses and metro. The public transport is comfortable, so I can recommend it to you. Also, from Santiago you can get an intercity bus to other cities, and I will tell you about my trip to Valparaíso and Viña del Mar in a separate video. So, do not forget to subscribe to watch these videos too. While I had a good apartment and actually enjoyed the fruits and vegetables, I didn't like the smell of the city, its cleanliness and security situation. My every meal had many fruits, and it's the best side of Santiago to me. In 2024, I cannot recommend Santiago to other tourists, especially if you plan to stay here for a long time. Instead, I would recommend you to move as fast as possible to other city, or if you're using Santiago as a point for connecting your flights, it's okay to stay here for a couple of days. And if you would like to learn more about other cities in Chile, I would recommend you to watch one of these videos next. Here you will be able to learn about Valparaíso and Viña del Mar, and as a tip for you, I enjoyed Viña del Mar the most.